What if I told you that millions of people are suffering in silence right now, struggling with something they are too embarrassed to talk about, while the solution is sitting in their kitchen fruit bowl? Every single day, 42 million Americans wake up feeling bloated, uncomfortable, and frustrated. They have tried everything: the harsh laxatives that cramp their stomach, the fiber supplements that taste like cardboard, the expensive probiotics that promise miracles but deliver disappointment. And yet, the answer has been growing on trees for thousands of years. I am about to reveal 5 remarkable fruits that work with your body, not against it. These are not exotic superfoods you have never heard of. These are not expensive supplements from the health food store. These are simple, delicious fruits that your grandmother probably knew about, but modern medicine somehow forgot to mention. One of these fruits contains a secret compound so powerful at relieving constipation that hospitals in Europe actually prescribe it to patients. Another fruit works within just 4 to 6 hours, faster than most over the counter medications. And the third fruit on our list was considered so valuable for digestive health that ancient Egyptian pharaohs were buried with it to take into the afterlife. But here is what nobody tells you: the way you eat these fruits matters just as much as which fruits you choose. Eat them wrong, and you might actually make your constipation worse. Eat them right, and you could experience relief that you have not felt in years. If you have ever canceled plans because you felt too bloated to leave the house, if you have ever spent 30 minutes in the bathroom just hoping something would happen, if you have ever felt that heavy, sluggish feeling that steals your energy and ruins your day, then the next 20 minutes could genuinely change your life. Stay with me until the end, because I have saved the most powerful fruit for last. It is the one that researchers call nature's perfect laxative, and I will show you exactly how to use it for maximum effect. Let us get started. Before we dive into our first fruit, I need to share something important with you. Understanding why these fruits work will help you use them more effectively. So let us take a few minutes to talk about what is actually happening inside your body when constipation strikes. Your digestive system is essentially a long tube, about 30 feet long to be exact. Food enters at the top, nutrients get absorbed in the middle, and waste exits at the bottom. Simple, right? But here is where things get interesting. That waste does not just fall through your system like a marble through a tube. It needs to be pushed along by rhythmic muscle contractions called peristalsis. Think of it like a wave at a sports stadium. The muscles contract in sequence, pushing everything forward toward the exit. When constipation strikes, one of 3 things has usually gone wrong. Either those muscle contractions have slowed down, or the waste has become too hard and dry to move easily, or there is simply not enough bulk to trigger those contractions in the first place. Sometimes all 3 problems happen at once. Maybe you have been sitting at a desk all day without much movement. Maybe you have not been drinking enough water. Maybe your diet has been lacking fiber. Whatever the cause, the result is the same. Things get backed up and you feel miserable. This is where fruit becomes your secret weapon. Fruit attacks constipation from multiple angles simultaneously. The fiber adds bulk and helps retain water, keeping things soft. The natural sugars, especially one called sorbitol, draw extra water into your intestines. The acids stimulate those muscle contractions, and the enzymes help break down food that might be stuck. No single medication does all of this at once, but fruit does it naturally, gently, and deliciously. Now, here is something else you should know. Your gut is home to trillions of bacteria. Some of these bacteria are helpful, and some are not. The helpful bacteria love to eat the fiber found in fruit. When they digest this fiber, they produce short chain fatty acids that nourish your colon lining and improve its ability to function properly. So, when you eat fiber rich fruits regularly, you are not just relieving constipation in the moment, you are actually improving your gut health for the long term. You are feeding the good bacteria and helping them thrive. Over time, this can lead to better digestion, stronger immunity, and even improved mood, because your gut and brain are connected in surprising ways. This is why I always recommend making these fruits a regular part of your diet, not just something you reach for when problems strike. Prevention is always better than treatment. Now, let us talk about our first constipation fighting champion. Number 5 on our list is the papaya. There is a reason people in tropical countries have been eating papaya after heavy meals for centuries. They might not have understood the science, but they definitely understood the results. In places like Mexico, Brazil, and the Philippines, papaya is often called the fruit of the angels, and not just because of its sweet taste. Inside every ripe papaya is a powerful enzyme called papain. Scientists sometimes call it nature's meat tenderizer because it breaks down proteins so effectively. In fact, papain is so good at breaking down protein that it is actually used in commercial meat tenderizers you can buy at the store. But here is what makes papain special for constipation. It does not just break down the food you eat, it helps break down the waste that has been sitting in your colon, making it softer and easier to pass. Think of it as a gentle cleaning agent for your digestive system. A study published in the journal Neuroendocrinology Letters followed patients with chronic digestive problems. After 40 days of eating papaya, participants reported significant improvements in constipation and bloating. 40 days might sound like a long time, but many participants noticed improvements within the first week. Some noticed changes within just a few days. But papain is not the only weapon in papaya's arsenal. A single medium papaya contains about 5 grams of fiber, which is roughly 20% of what you need each day. It is also packed with water. Papaya is about 88% water by weight. That combination of fiber and hydration is exactly what your colon needs to keep things moving smoothly. There is also a lesser known benefit that many people appreciate. Papaya contains compounds that have mild anti inflammatory effects on the digestive tract. If your constipation comes with cramping or discomfort, papaya's gentle nature makes it an excellent choice. It soothes as it works. Papaya is also rich in vitamin C, vitamin A, and folate. So while you are fixing your constipation, you are also giving your body important nutrients it needs to function well. It is a win-win situation. Here is how to use papaya effectively for constipation relief. First, eat it ripe. This is extremely important. An unripe papaya contains much less papain and can actually be harder to digest. In some cases, unripe papaya can even cause stomach upset. You will know it is ready when the skin turns from green to yellow-orange and the flesh gives slightly when pressed. If you press gently and it feels rock hard, it needs more time. If you buy a papaya that is not quite ripe, leave it on your counter at room temperature for a few days. It will ripen naturally. Once it is ripe, you can store it in the refrigerator to slow down further ripening. The best time to eat papaya for constipation is first thing in the morning, on an empty stomach. This gives the papain maximum contact with your digestive system before other foods dilute it. Many people in tropical countries start their day with papaya for exactly this reason. 1 cup of fresh papaya cubes is a good starting point. You can eat it plain, blend it into a smoothie, or even squeeze a little lime juice over it. The lime actually helps activate the papain and adds a delicious tangy flavor that many people enjoy. Some people like to add a small pinch of salt to their papaya. This is a traditional practice in some cultures, and the salt can help bring out the natural sweetness of the fruit. If fresh papaya is not available in your area, you can find frozen papaya chunks in many grocery stores. These are picked and frozen at peak ripeness, so they retain most of their nutritional value and enzymes. Just thaw them before eating or add them frozen to a smoothie. One important caution: if you are pregnant or trying to become pregnant, talk to your doctor before eating large amounts of papaya. Some research suggests that papain might cause uterine contractions, which could be problematic during pregnancy. For everyone else, papaya is generally very safe and well tolerated. Also, if you have a latex allergy, be aware that some people with latex allergies also react to papaya. This is called latex fruit syndrome. If you have never eaten papaya before and you have a latex allergy, start with a very small amount to test your reaction. Now let us move to number 4, a fruit that might surprise you with its power. Number 4 is the kiwi, that fuzzy little fruit that most people overlook in the produce section. Do not let its small size fool you. Ounce for ounce, kiwi might be the most powerful natural constipation remedy on the planet. The research behind it is so strong that some doctors have started recommending it before they reach for prescription medications. That is a remarkable statement, and I want you to understand why it is true. Let me tell you about a study that changed how many gastroenterologists think about constipation treatment. Researchers in New Zealand divided constipated adults into 2 groups. One group ate 2 kiwis every day for 4 weeks. The other group received a placebo treatment. The results were remarkable and exceeded what the researchers expected. The kiwi group experienced significantly more frequent bowel movements. Their stools were softer and easier to pass. They reported less straining during bowel movements. They also reported less bloating and abdominal discomfort throughout the day. But here is the truly impressive part. When researchers followed up with participants after the study ended, many of them had continued eating kiwis on their own because the relief was so significant. They did not want to go back to how they felt before. Another study published in the World Journal of Gastroenterology found similar results. Adults with irritable bowel syndrome who ate 2 kiwis daily for 4 weeks experienced significant improvements in their symptoms. This is important because irritable bowel syndrome is notoriously difficult to treat, and many people suffer for years without finding relief. So, what makes kiwi so effective? First, there is the fiber. One kiwi contains about 2 grams of fiber, which does not sound like much until you consider the size of the fruit. That is actually a very high fiber to calorie ratio. You are getting a lot of fiber without consuming many calories. But more importantly, kiwi contains a special type of fiber that holds onto water exceptionally well. This keeps your stool soft and bulky, making it easier to pass. Second, kiwi contains a unique enzyme called actinidin. Like papain and papaya, actinidin helps break down proteins. This can speed up the movement of food through your stomach and into your intestines. Actinidin is found almost exclusively in kiwi fruit, which gives kiwi a special advantage over other fruits. Third, and this is something most people do not know, kiwi appears to interact directly with receptors in your gut that regulate motility. Essentially, it helps your intestines remember how to contract properly. If your constipation is caused by sluggish muscle contractions, kiwi can help wake those muscles up. Fourth, kiwi is rich in vitamin C, vitamin K, and potassium. Like papaya, it delivers important nutrients while it works on your digestion. Vitamin C is also an antioxidant that supports overall gut health. Here's the best way to use kiwi for constipation relief. Eat 2 kiwis daily, ideally in the morning or as an afternoon snack. Consistency is key. The benefits build up over time, though many people notice improvement within 3 to 5 days. Some people feel results even sooner, within 48 hours. Should you peel them? You can. But here is a secret that most people do not know. The fuzzy skin is completely edible and contains triple the fiber of the flesh alone. It also has a high concentration of nutrients, including vitamin E and folate. If you can get past the texture, eating the whole kiwi, skin and all, will boost its constipation fighting power significantly. Just wash it well first under running water. You can use a vegetable brush to gently scrub the surface if you like. Then slice it thin if the fuzz bothers you. Some people find that cutting the kiwi into thin rounds makes the skin less noticeable. If you really cannot tolerate the skin, do not worry. The flesh alone is still highly effective. Just peel the kiwi and enjoy. Some people find that gold or yellow kiwis are gentler on their system and have smoother, less fuzzy skin. If green kiwis cause any mouth irritation, which happens occasionally due to the actinidin, try the gold variety instead. Gold kiwis are also slightly sweeter, which some people prefer. You can eat kiwis plain, slice them into yogurt, add them to a fruit salad, or blend them into a smoothie. They pair wonderfully with bananas, strawberries, and spinach in a morning smoothie. One tip for choosing kiwis at the store: gently press the kiwi with your thumb. If it gives slightly, it is ripe and ready to eat. If it feels rock hard, it needs a few days to ripen at room temperature. If it feels very soft or mushy, it may be overripe. Moving on to number 3, and this one has been used as a natural laxative for literally thousands of years. Number 3 is the fig. I want to tell you a story that shows just how long humans have understood the power of figs. In ancient Rome, figs were considered so essential for health that the emperor's personal physicians prescribed them for digestive complaints. When Roman soldiers marched across Europe on military campaigns that lasted months, they carried dried figs in their rations, not just for energy, but to keep their digestion working on those long campaigns. An army marches on its stomach, as they say, and the Romans knew that figs kept those stomachs working properly. Going back even further, ancient Egyptians prized figs so highly that they were buried with pharaohs to provide sustenance in the afterlife. Figs have been found in Egyptian tombs dating back over 5,000 years. That is how important this fruit was to ancient civilizations. This ancient wisdom has held up remarkably well to modern scientific investigation. Figs are one of the most fiber-dense fruits you can eat. 3 medium fresh figs contain about 5 grams of fiber, but if you eat dried figs, the fiber concentration is even higher because the water has been removed. Just a quarter cup of dried figs gives you nearly 5 grams of fiber in a very small package. That is roughly 20% of your daily fiber needs in just a handful of fruit. But fiber is only part of the story. Figs contain something called phycin, a protein-digesting enzyme similar to papain in papaya and actinidin in kiwi. This enzyme helps break down food residue in your digestive tract. speeding up the digestive process and helping waste move through more quickly. Even more impressive, figs have been shown to have a mild laxative effect beyond just their fiber content. Researchers believe this is due to compounds that stimulate the rhythmic contractions of your intestinal muscles. In other words, figs do not just add bulk to your stool, they help your body push that stool along more actively. A study published in the Journal of Ethnopharmacology found that fig paste was effective enough for treating constipation that researchers recommended it as a first-line natural treatment. This means they suggested trying figs before resorting to medications. That is a significant endorsement from the scientific community. Figs are also rich in potassium, magnesium, and calcium. Magnesium is particularly interesting because it has its own mild laxative effect. It helps relax the muscles of your intestines and draws water into your colon. So figs are delivering multiple constipation-fighting compounds at once. Here is how to get the most constipation-fighting power from figs. Dried figs are more potent than fresh figs simply because the fiber and other compounds are more concentrated, but they are also higher in sugar and calories, so you do not need many. 4 to 5 dried figs soaked in water overnight is a traditional remedy that has worked for generations across many cultures. Why soak them? The soaking does two important things. First, it softens the figs, making them easier to eat and digest. Dried figs can be quite chewy, and some people find them difficult to eat without soaking. Second, the soaking water itself becomes infused with beneficial compounds from the figs. Many people drink the soaking water along with eating the figs for maximum effect. This is sometimes called fig water, and it has been used as a gentle remedy for centuries. To make soaked figs, place 4 to 5 dried figs in a glass or jar. Cover them with about 1 cup of water. Let them sit overnight at room temperature or for at least 8 hours. In the morning, eat the softened figs and drink the water. Many people experience results within 8 to 12 hours. The best time to eat soaked figs is first thing in the morning before breakfast. Your digestive system is most receptive at this time, and the figs can get to work right away. If you prefer fresh figs, eat them when they are fully ripe. The flesh should be soft and sweet, and the fig should give easily when pressed. The fiber in fresh figs is gentler on your system, which makes them a good choice if you have a sensitive stomach or if dried figs seem too intense. Fresh figs are highly perishable, so eat them within a few days of buying them. You can store them in the refrigerator to extend their life slightly. One note of caution. Figs are relatively high in a type of sugar called FODMAPs, which can cause bloating and gas in some people, especially those with irritable bowel syndrome or sensitive digestive systems. If you have never eaten figs before, start with a small amount, perhaps 2 dried figs, to see how your body responds. You can gradually increase the amount if you tolerate them well. We are now at number 2, and this fruit works faster than almost any other natural remedy available. Number 2 is the prune, or as they are sometimes marketed now, dried plums. I know what you might be thinking. Prunes have a reputation problem. They have become the punchline of jokes about old age and digestive troubles. When people think of prunes, they often think of nursing homes and grandparents. But let me tell you something important. That reputation exists precisely because prunes work so incredibly well. They are not a joke. They are a legitimate, scientifically proven remedy that outperforms many pharmaceutical options. In fact, prunes work so well that multiple head-to-head studies have shown them to be more effective than psyllium, the fiber used in many over-the-counter constipation remedies like Metamucil. Let that sink in for a moment. A fruit that you can buy at any grocery store for a few dollars outperforms products specifically designed and marketed for constipation relief. How is this possible? Prunes contain a unique triple threat combination that no other fruit can match. First, there is the fiber. Just 5 prunes contain about 3 grams of fiber, much of it the insoluble type that adds bulk to your stool. This fiber is not fully digested, so it passes through your system and helps push other waste along with it. Second, prunes contain sorbitol, a natural sugar alcohol. Sorbitol has a mild laxative effect because it draws water into your intestines through a process called osmosis. Your body cannot fully absorb sorbitol, so it stays in your digestive tract and keeps things hydrated and soft. Prunes have one of the highest sorbitol concentrations of any fruit, which is a major reason for their effectiveness. Third, prunes contain a compound called dihydrophenylizatin, which stimulates the contractions of your intestinal muscles. This is why prunes do not just make your stool softer, they actively help your body move things along more quickly. It is like the prunes are sending a signal to your intestines saying it is time to get moving. This combination is so effective that a study published in Alimentary Pharmacology and Therapeutics found that people who ate prunes had significantly more bowel movements per week than those taking psyllium fiber supplements. The prune group also reported softer stools and less discomfort. The speed of relief is impressive too. Many people experience results within 6 to 12 hours of eating prunes. Some people notice effects even faster, within 4 to 6 hours. This makes prunes one of the fastest acting natural remedies available. Another study published in Digestive Diseases and Sciences confirmed these findings. Researchers found that 50 grams of prunes, roughly 5 to 6 prunes, twice daily was safe and effective for treating mild to moderate constipation. Participants experienced more spontaneous bowel movements and reported overall improvement in their symptoms. Here's the most effective way to use prunes for constipation relief. Start with 5 prunes daily. This is roughly 50 grams, the amount used in most clinical studies. You can eat them all at once or spread them throughout the day. Some people prefer to eat a few prunes in the morning and a few in the evening. Like figs, prunes respond very well to soaking. Place 5 to 10 prunes in a glass of water and let them sit overnight. In the morning, eat the prunes and drink the water. This method delivers more sorbitol and works faster than eating dry prunes alone. The prunes will be softer and easier to chew, and the water will be slightly sweet and infused with beneficial compounds. If you find the texture of whole prunes unappealing, you can blend the soaked prunes with the water to make a prune smoothie. Some people add a banana or a few berries to improve the flavor. This is an easy way to get your daily prunes without having to chew them. Prune juice is another option, but it is less effective than whole prunes. The juicing process removes most of the fiber, though it retains the sorbitol. If you strongly dislike the texture of whole prunes, juice is better than nothing, but whole prunes are the gold standard for effectiveness. A glass of prune juice contains about 6 grams of sorbitol, which is enough to have an effect, but you miss out on the fiber benefits. Some people find that heating prunes slightly, either by soaking them in warm water or stewing them briefly on the stove, makes them easier to digest and faster acting. Stewed prunes have been a traditional breakfast item in many cultures for this reason. You can stew prunes by simmering them in a small amount of water for 10 to 15 minutes until they are very soft. Be careful not to overdo it, because prunes are so effective, eating too many can cause cramping, gas, and diarrhea. This is not the relief you are looking for. Start with 5 prunes and see how your body responds. You can increase gradually if needed, but most people find that 5 to 10 prunes daily is sufficient. And always drink plenty of water when eating prunes. The sorbitol needs water to work its magic. If you eat prunes without adequate hydration, you may not get the full benefit, and you could actually make constipation worse. Prunes are also rich in potassium, vitamin K, and antioxidants. Like the other fruits on our list, they deliver nutritional benefits beyond just constipation relief. Regular prune consumption has been linked to improved bone health and reduced inflammation. Now we have reached the #1 spot. I have saved this fruit for last because it combines effectiveness with something that many of the other fruits lack: pure, delicious enjoyment. Most people would eat this fruit every day, even if it had zero health benefits. #1 is the pear. Before you say anything, hear me out. I know pears seem ordinary. They are not exotic like papaya. They do not have the scientific buzz of kiwi. They do not have thousands of years of medicinal reputation like figs. They do not have the proven track record of prunes. They are just pears. Simple, common, everyday pears. But that ordinariness is actually part of their genius. Pears are what I call a stealth constipation remedy. You can eat them every single day, enjoy them thoroughly, and your body will benefit without you ever feeling like you are taking medicine. There is no soaking required, no fuzzy skin to deal with, no strong flavor to get used to, no texture issues to overcome. Just sweet, juicy deliciousness that happens to be one of nature's most perfect digestive aids. Let me explain why pears are so remarkably effective at relieving constipation. A medium pear contains about 6 grams of fiber, making it one of the most fiber-rich fruits you can eat. In fact, pears contain more fiber than most other common fruits. A medium apple has about 4 grams. A medium banana has about 3 grams. A medium orange has about 3 grams. The pear beats them all. But here is what sets pears apart from other high-fiber fruits. Pears contain a very high proportion of insoluble fiber, the type that does not dissolve in water. This insoluble fiber passes through your digestive system largely intact, adding bulk and stimulating the movement of your bowels. It essentially acts like a gentle broom, sweeping waste along and keeping things moving. But that is not all. Pears also contain significant amounts of soluble fiber, including a type called pectin. Pectin forms a gel-like substance in your digestive tract that helps soften your stool and makes it easier to pass. It also feeds the beneficial bacteria in your gut, promoting long-term digestive health. So pears give you both types of fiber working together in harmony. The insoluble fiber adds bulk and gets things moving. The soluble fiber keeps things soft and comfortable. It is a perfect combination that is hard to find in any other single food. But wait, there is more to the pear story. Pears contain sorbitol, the same natural sugar alcohol that makes prunes so effective. While pears have less sorbitol than prunes, they still have a significant amount, more than most other fruits. This sorbitol draws water into your intestines through osmosis, preventing that hard, dry stool that is so difficult and uncomfortable to pass. Pears are also very high in water content. A medium pear is about 84% water by weight. This hydration helps in two ways. It keeps the stool soft, and it helps the fiber do its job properly. Remember, fiber without adequate water can actually make constipation worse. This is a mistake many people make. They increase their fiber intake without increasing their water intake, and they end up more constipated than before. Pears solve this problem by delivering fiber and water together in one delicious package. There is one more benefit that most people do not know about. Pears are very low in compounds that cause digestive upset. They contain minimal FODMAPs compared to many other fruits. They are gentle on sensitive stomachs. Unlike some high-fiber foods that cause bloating, cramping, and gas, most people tolerate pears extremely well. This makes pears ideal for long-term daily use. You can eat a pear every day for years without developing any tolerance or experiencing side effects. Your body will not get used to pears the way it might get used to certain medications. They will keep working indefinitely. A study that followed constipated adults found that regular pear consumption was associated with more frequent bowel movements and better stool consistency, with very few reported side effects. Participants who ate pears regularly had better digestive health overall compared to those who did not. Here is how to get maximum constipation relief from pears. Always eat the skin. I cannot stress this enough. It is one of the most important tips I can give you. The skin of a pear contains more than half of its total fiber. Peeling a pear throws away most of its constipation-fighting power. You are literally discarding the most beneficial part of the fruit. The skin also contains important antioxidants and nutrients that are not found in the flesh, so make it a habit to eat pears whole, skin and all. Just wash them well under running water before eating. Choose ripe pears. You will know a pear is ripe when the flesh near the stem gives slightly when you press it gently. If the whole pear feels soft, it may be overripe. If it feels rock hard, it needs more time to ripen. Most pears are sold unripe and need a few days at room temperature to reach peak ripeness. This is actually an advantage because it means you can buy pears in advance and let them ripen at home. Once ripe, you can store them in the refrigerator to slow down further ripening. Eat 1 to 2 pears daily for consistent results. Unlike some remedies that you use only when problems strike, pears work best as a regular part of your diet. Make them a habit, not an emergency measure. The type of pear matters less than you might think. Bartlett, Bosc, Anjou, Asian, Kamas, Seckel, they all contain similar fiber and sorbitol levels. Choose whichever variety you enjoy most, because the best constipation remedy is the one you will actually use consistently. If you love Bartlett pears, eat Bartlett pears. If you prefer the crunch of Asian pears, go with those. For faster results, eat your pear first thing in the morning on an empty stomach. Some people find that a pear followed by a glass of warm water creates noticeable results within a few hours. The combination of fiber, sorbitol, and hydration gets things moving quickly. And here is a delicious secret. Poached or baked pears are just as effective as raw ones. If you want a warm, comforting way to get your daily pear, try gently poaching one in water with a little cinnamon and a drizzle of honey. It is a healthy dessert that doubles as digestive support. You can also bake pears in the oven with a sprinkle of nutmeg for a warm autumn treat. Pears also work well in smoothies, oatmeal, yogurt parfaits, and salads. They pair beautifully with cheese, nuts, and leafy greens. The possibilities are endless, which makes it easy to incorporate pears into your daily diet. Now, before I let you go, I want to share some important tips that will help you get the best results from all 5 of these fruits. First, consistency beats intensity. Eating a huge amount of any of these fruits once will probably cause cramping, bloating, and diarrhea. That is not relief. That is trading one problem for another. Instead, eat moderate amounts regularly. Daily consumption of smaller portions will retrain your digestive system and create lasting improvements that continue for years. Second, hydration is absolutely essential. I mentioned this several times throughout the video, but it bears repeating because it is so important. Every one of these fruits works partly by bringing water into your intestines or by providing fiber that needs water to function. If you are dehydrated, this process will not work properly. Aim for at least 8 glasses of water daily, and more if you are eating lots of fiber-rich fruits or if you are physically active or live in a hot climate. A good rule of thumb is to drink a glass of water with every serving of fruit you eat. Third, timing matters. Most of these fruits work best when eaten on an empty stomach, particularly first thing in the morning. This allows maximum contact with your digestive system before other foods slow things down or dilute the beneficial compounds. Many traditional cultures have known this for centuries, which is why fruit is often eaten first at meals in places like the Mediterranean and tropical regions. Fourth, you can combine these fruits for even better results. There is no rule that says you have to choose just one. A morning routine that includes prunes and a pear, for example, delivers multiple types of fiber plus extra sorbitol. Many people find that combinations work even better than single fruits alone. Try creating a morning fruit bowl with sliced pear, a few prunes, and some kiwi, or blend papaya and pear together in a smoothie. Experiment to find what works best for your body and your taste preferences. Fifth, give it time. While some of these fruits work within hours, the full benefits of regular consumption build up over weeks and months. The fiber feeds beneficial bacteria in your gut, which improves your digestion in ways that go beyond simple constipation relief. These beneficial bacteria produce compounds that nourish your colon lining, reduce inflammation, and improve your body's ability to absorb nutrients. They also communicate with your immune system and even your brain. A healthy gut microbiome is connected to better mood, clearer thinking, and stronger immunity. Stick with your fruit routine for at least 2 to 4 weeks before deciding whether it is working for you. The longer you maintain the habit, the better your results will become. Sixth, consider your overall lifestyle. While these fruits are powerful, they work even better when combined with other healthy habits. Regular physical activity stimulates your intestinal muscles and promotes healthy bowel movements. Even a daily 20-minute walk can make a significant difference. Reducing stress is also important because stress can slow down your digestive system. Practices like deep breathing, meditation, or gentle yoga can help keep your gut functioning smoothly. Getting enough sleep matters too. Your digestive system does important work while you sleep, and chronic sleep deprivation can contribute to constipation. Now, let us talk about when to see a doctor. While these fruits are effective for most common constipation, some situations require professional medical attention. If you see blood in your stool, see a doctor immediately. This could indicate hemorrhoids, which are usually not serious, but it could also indicate something more concerning that needs evaluation. If your constipation comes with severe pain, see a doctor. Mild discomfort is normal with constipation, but severe pain could indicate a blockage or other problem. If you have had a sudden change in bowel habits that lasts more than 2 weeks, see a doctor. This is especially important if the change is dramatic or unexplained. If you are losing weight without trying, see a doctor. Unexplained weight loss combined with changes in bowel habits warrants investigation. If you are over 50 and have never had a colonoscopy, talk to your doctor about colon cancer screening. Colonoscopies save lives by catching problems early when they are most treatable. If you have been using laxatives regularly for more than a few weeks, talk to your doctor. Chronic laxative use can create dependency and may indicate an underlying problem that needs attention. Constipation is usually a minor problem with simple solutions, but occasionally it is a signal of something more serious. Do not ignore persistent symptoms, and do not hesitate to seek professional advice if something does not feel right. Let me leave you with this thought as we wrap up. Your digestive health affects everything in your life: your energy levels, your mood, your immune system, your skin, your sleep, your ability to enjoy food, your confidence to leave the house and participate in activities. When your digestion is working well, you feel lighter, more energetic, more alive, more present in your daily life. The 5 fruits we have discussed today, papaya, kiwi, figs, prunes, and pears, represent thousands of years of human wisdom, confirmed and validated by modern science. They work gently, safely, and effectively. They taste delicious. They provide important nutrients your body needs, and they are available right now at your local grocery store for just a few dollars. You do not need expensive supplements with fancy marketing. You do not need harsh medications with concerning side effects. You do not need to suffer in silence anymore, too embarrassed to ask for help. The solution is simple, natural, and sitting in the produce aisle waiting for you. Start today. Choose one fruit from this list and commit to eating it daily for the next 2 weeks. Notice how your body responds. Keep a simple journal if it helps you track your progress. Then add another fruit if you want even better results. Your digestive system has been waiting for this. It wants to work properly. It wants to help you feel good. Give it what it needs, and it will reward you with comfort, regularity, energy, and freedom from that heavy, bloated feeling that has held you back. You deserve to feel good in your body. You deserve to have the energy to do the things you love. You deserve to wake up feeling light and ready for the day instead of uncomfortable and sluggish. These 5 fruits can help you get there. They have helped millions of people throughout history, and they can help you too. Thank you for spending this time with me today. If this information helped you, please share it with someone who might be suffering. Constipation is one of those things people do not talk about openly, but they should. The more we share these natural solutions, the fewer people have to struggle alone wondering what to do. Take care of yourself, be kind to your body, and I will see you in the next video.